Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. We are joined by Carmen Reinecke, of course, an equities reporter for Bloomberg News. What are you keeping an eye on today after the closing bell?
Yeah, so the first thing that I was looking at today, AMD Advanced Micro Devices had yet another huge gain today. Shares closed up 11.3%. This is another record high, and it continues a 3-day winning streak that's seen the stock rise more than 40%. This is really all coming off of the OpenAI deal earlier in the week, basically saying that OpenAI will deploy 6 gigawatts worth of AMD graphics. This is just really important for the company. It sort of shows that it can compete with NVIDIA, sort of the kingmaker of the chips space right now. And it also set a stage for OpenAI to acquire a large stake in the chip maker.
Yeah, it's really amazing that we got news of this deal like 2 days ago, and they're still diving off of that good news, and nothing really can stop it seems like it.
It's a rally that doesn't seem to be letting up quite yet, Carmen. I mean, I know you keep an eye on a lot of these tech names.
Yeah.
What's the story? I mean, does it seem like it's going to just keep going here?
Yeah, I mean, OpenAI has really proven itself to be one of the major players here. I mean, it's not publicly traded, so we don't have as much transparency about the company as some of the other ones, but it has been spending a ton of money. NVIDIA has also been spending a ton of money in this space, and that's really lifting everything. I mean, people are excited about it. They see this as really positive for building out, data centers. Everyone says there's so much demand, we can't possibly meet it. So it seems very bullish for the space going forward. And yeah, we're seeing investors really continue to buy into these stocks.
Yeah. Well, let's move from a bullish AI story to a bearish bank story. Tell us about what's happening with Jefferies.
Yeah. So Jeffries Financial Group, its ticker JEF, shares fell almost 8% today. This is the worst drop since April 10th. This is actually after a Bloomberg News report. So BlackRock requested to pull some money it invested in Point Bonita Capital, which is a unit of Jefferies, Lucadia Asset Management, and it has large exposure to First Brands Group. So this is a bankrupt auto parts supplier. It actually filed for bankruptcy on September 28th. And actually there's a good note out just now from Bloomberg Intelligence about what this might mean for Jefferies. So basically the loss exposure to First Brands could be as much as $45 million, which is 3 to 4% of 2026 pre-tax income. So that's from Neil Sipes of Bloomberg Intelligence. So seeing sort of a ripple effect there.
Yeah, certainly. Also shares of FICO. I mean, this is a company that we can't stop looking at, especially the back and forth that we're seeing between FICO and its private competitor, VantageScore. What's going on? What happened today?
We are seeing even more of that playing out today. So FICO, FICO, shares down almost 10%, worst day since the end of May. Equifax said that its VantageScore 4.0 service, it's going to offer mortgage credit scores at $4.50 through the end of 2027. And that's more than 50% cheaper than what FICO is currently offering. So basically, it's responding to their monopoly-like doubling of their mortgage credit score prices to $10 in 2026. So really seeing that rivalry play out. That's a really big decline in FICO shares, which had been climbing up until today, really.
Yeah, it was very interesting that Equifax was like, this is a very direct response to what you guys did last week,
absolutely.
right? Yeah. But I suppose I can imagine why this is such a competitive space, because you basically need a credit score for just about every important life thing that you need to do, right?
And I mean, if you think about it, when it comes to brand recognition, everyone knows the name FICO. So it seems as though VantageScore is really trying to push out here into this market and get some brand recognition, some household recognition here. I just worked on a story with Paige Smith on the finance team about VantageScore and FICO and the duking out that they've been doing in a sense here. I mean, if you think about Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, those are the ones that are backing VantageScore. So it's kind of like, hey, do we even need FICO if we're already supplying, the information that's needed? So that's a bit of the back and forth that you're seeing here, this tussle in the market.
Yeah.
I mean,
are you a 3 credit score kind of gal?
Do I check them all, you mean? Honestly, I try not to check too often because I think if I look at my credit score too frequently, it's just going to stress me out. So periodically when necessary. What about you, Carmen? Anything?
Kind of same. I mean, unless I'm buying something where I need to know it, which it really, I mean, I'm not buying a house, so that is never happening. So I'm really not, I'm not chugging it. No.
Not in this economy. I suppose it's a little bit like your 401k, right? Like you really just should be checking it not too often to not stress yourself out.
You're paying your bills, you don't have a lot of debt, it should be okay. We don't even really know what goes in the secret sauce, right. So it's like, just leave it alone.
Absolutely. I mean, you're definitely seeing FICO shares, though, seeing some pressure, down about 15% year to date as of today's close. Shares lost 9.8% at the closing bell. So, I mean, you are seeing the pressure nonetheless of VantageScore really trying to shove them over to the side, if you will. So one to definitely keep an eye on. Thank you so much, Carmen, for chatting stocks on the move with us today.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.